What if something as simple as your bathroom habits could quietly whisper secrets about how long you might live? Yes, your urination patterns, those small routine moments you barely think about, could actually be revealing vital signs about your health, especially after 70. And if you've never paid close attention, now might be the perfect time to start. In this video, we're diving into a topic that's rarely talked about, but deeply important: the surprising connection between urinary habits and longevity. By the end, you'll understand why something so ordinary might be one of the most powerful indicators of how well your body is aging. If you or someone you care about is navigating the realities of getting older, you won't want to miss what's ahead. Before we dive in, take a second to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Your support helps us bring more meaningful content to more people and could truly make a difference in someone's life. Now let's begin this journey with a man named Jack. Scene introducing Jack. Meet Jack Thompson. Jack is in his early 70s, but if you saw him in the morning, you might think he's decades younger. As dawn breaks, Jack rises with energy and intention. He starts each day with a gentle stretch in his sunlit living room, the kind that opens the joints and greets the body. Then he steps outside, taking brisk walks through his quiet neighborhood where the trees sway softly, birds sing their morning songs, and neighbors smile and wave at the man who never misses a morning. Jack lives well. His breakfast, a colorful plate of whole grains and fresh fruits, paired with a tall glass of water. He values hydration. He's always said it's the key to staying sharp. The rest of the morning is spent in his garden. To Jack, gardening is more than a hobby, it's his therapy. He tends to each plant like a companion, learning their needs, watching them grow. But even Jack, despite all his healthy routines, began noticing something unsettling. It started subtly: a few extra trips to the bathroom during the night. At first, he laughed it off. Just one of those things that come with age, he told himself. But over time, it became more than a small nuisance. It disrupted his sleep. And worse, he started to feel it, an uncomfortable, restless sensation in the mornings, like he hadn't fully emptied his bladder. He ignored it for a while. But when days turned into weeks, the signs became impossible to dismiss. Urinary health and aging. What Jack experienced is more common than many people realize. In fact, studies show that nearly 50% of men over the age of 60 face some form of urinary difficulty. And for women, about 30% deal with similar issues. Yet it's a subject that's often pushed aside out of embarrassment or the belief that it's just a natural part of growing older. But the truth is, understanding these changes isn't just about comfort. It's about protecting your health, your kidneys, your bladder, your quality of life. As we age, several things begin to shift internally. The bladder, once elastic and strong, gradually loses some of that flexibility. It holds less. It signals urgency sooner, and it may not empty as thoroughly as it once did. For men, one of the most common culprits is a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. It's a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate that can squeeze the urethra, making urination more difficult. It often causes the bladder to work harder, leading to that feeling of incomplete, emptying, frequent urges, and disrupted sleep. By the time men reach their 70s, nearly 70% will experience symptoms of BPH. For many, it's a frustrating, exhausting reality they quietly endure. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to be. Why it matters. Think of your urinary system like the plumbing in a well-designed house. When everything flows smoothly, the system works effortlessly in the background. But once there's a blockage, a leak, or a buildup of pressure, bigger problems aren't far behind. The same is true for your body. Changes in urination can be early warning signs of dehydration, kidney dysfunction, urinary tract infections, or even chronic illnesses like diabetes and high blood pressure. And the signs are often right there, hidden in plain sight. Is your urine darker than usual? That could mean you're not drinking enough water. Are you going more often or suddenly less? That could indicate an infection or a problem with bladder control. Does urination burn or feel uncomfortable? That might be a UTI, which can escalate quickly in older adults and even lead to kidney infections or hospitalization if left untreated. These aren't just minor inconveniences. When overlooked, they can cascade into larger health issues, ones that require medication interventions and long recovery periods. Dangerous habits to watch for. There are also small but risky habits many people fall into, often without even realizing. For instance, regularly holding in urine. Maybe you're in the middle of something or you don't want to deal with a nighttime bathroom trip, But over time, this can weaken the bladder, reduce its ability to fully empty, and increase your risk of infection. And another issue, straining during urination. For men with BPH, this is particularly risky. The pressure can backfire, causing more bladder dysfunction or damaging delicate structures over time. Even something as simple as poor hydration can have a ripple effect. Without enough fluids, urine becomes more concentrated, irritating the bladder lining and making infections more likely. What you can do starting today. So what can we learn from Jack's story and the stories of millions of older adults like him? First, awareness is key. Pay attention to your patterns. Are you waking up more often at night? Do you feel pressure or urgency that didn't used to be there? Do you feel fully relieved after you go? Second, don't wait. Many urinary issues are highly treatable if caught early. Talk to your doctor. Get a simple checkup. And don't let embarrassment get in the way of better health. Third, support your body. Drink water consistently throughout the day, not just all at once. Avoid bladder irritants like excessive caffeine, alcohol, or spicy foods if you're noticing sensitivity. And most importantly, listen to your body. It knows more than we sometimes give it credit for. Call to action. If you're still with us, comment number 1 below, so I know you're engaged and valuing this conversation. And if this resonated with you or reminded you of someone you care about, consider sharing it with them. You never know when the right piece of information can truly make a difference. And remember, subscribe and tap the bell icon so you won't miss the next part of this series. Up next, we'll explore a part of the body most people ignore, but that plays a surprising role in how long and how well we live. This journey to longevity isn't about chasing youth, it's about honoring your body, understanding its signals, and making small changes that add up to big outcomes. Let's keep going. Earlier, we explored how something as routine as urination can quietly reveal important clues about your health after 70, and how ignoring those signs can lead to bigger problems down the line. Now let's continue this journey by understanding the risks of neglecting these symptoms, and more importantly, what steps you can take to protect your urinary health and, by extension, your future. Urinary straining and its hidden dangers. For many people, when urination becomes difficult, they instinctively push harder to force the bladder to empty. It may seem harmless, just another necessary adjustment with age. But what most don't realize is that this straining can do more harm than good. When you consistently strain, you're putting undue pressure on your pelvic floor muscles and your bladder. Over time, this stress can lead to damage, not just to the bladder itself, but also to surrounding areas. One common result, urinary tract infections. But it doesn't stop there. Bladder damage from constant straining can escalate into more serious complications, including kidney issues. The body is a finely tuned system, and when one part is under stress, others are affected too. And the kidneys responsible for filtering waste and balancing fluids are especially vulnerable when the bladder isn't functioning properly. Imagine trying to squeeze water through a tightly knotted hose. Over time, the pressure builds up and something eventually gives. That's the kind of strain long-term urination difficulties can create internally. The consequences of dehydration. Another often overlooked issue is dehydration. It may sound simple, but not drinking enough water is one of the leading contributors to urinary problems, particularly in older adults. When the body lacks water, urine becomes more concentrated, packed with minerals and salts. In this overly concentrated state, the risk of forming kidney stones rises significantly. And if you've ever had a kidney stone or know someone who has, you know how incredibly painful and debilitating it can be. But it's not just about pain. Kidney stones can cause blockages in the urinary tract, leading to infections, and in severe cases, long-term kidney damage. The journey from "I forgot to drink enough today" to "I'm in the emergency room" can be alarmingly short. Hydration, then, is far more than just a daily habit. It's a shield, a defense against a cascade of health issues that start quietly, often without obvious warning. Nocturia, more than just a sleep disruption. Let's talk about something that's become a nightly ritual for many older adults, waking up multiple times during the night to urinate, a condition known as nocturia. At first glance, it may seem like nothing more than an inconvenience. Just a few extra trips to the bathroom, right? But there's more to it. Frequent nighttime urination can be a red flag for deeper health concerns. For one, it disrupts sleep cycles, leading to daytime fatigue, poor concentration, and a lower quality of life. but it also increases the risk of nighttime falls, especially dangerous for older adults navigating dark rooms while half awake. A simple stumble can lead to serious injuries, hospital visits, and long recovery times. Nocturia can also point to issues with the heart and kidneys or signal the presence of chronic conditions like diabetes or prostate disorders. When your body can't manage fluids efficiently, it often tries to offload the excess during the night, leading you to the bathroom again and again. So while it might feel like a minor nuisance, it could actually be your body trying to get your attention. Listen to the signs. Early detection matters. When you notice a change in your urination patterns, whether it's frequency, urgency, discomfort, or even just a feeling that something's off, don't dismiss it as just getting older. These changes are often your body's way of waving a red flag. And the sooner you acknowledge that signal, the better your chances are of addressing the issue before it becomes more serious. The first step is simple but powerful. Seek medical advice. Speak with your healthcare provider. A quick consultation could reveal valuable insights and potentially catch issues early before they escalate. For older adults, regular checkups become more than routine. They become essential tools for early detection. Doctors have access to a range of tests that can quickly and painlessly assess urinary function. The power of a simple urine test. One of the most effective diagnostic tools is something incredibly straightforward: a urinalysis. This test examines your urine for various markers, things like protein levels, the presence of blood or bacteria, and other substances that may indicate health concerns. Through this analysis, doctors can detect infections, signs of kidney disease, or even early warnings of diabetes. It's a simple test that offers a wealth of insight, and yet many people avoid it out of embarrassment or fear. But knowledge is power, and in this case, it could be the key to living not just longer, but better. Habits that support urinary health. So how do you take control of your urinary health as you age? Start with hydration. Drinking enough water throughout the day is one of the easiest and most effective ways to support your urinary system. It helps flush toxins, dilutes minerals to prevent stones, and keeps the bladder functioning smoothly. Eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, especially those with high water content like cucumbers, watermelon, and leafy greens, can naturally boost hydration levels. On the other hand, be mindful of irritants like caffeine, alcohol, and spicy foods, which can aggravate the bladder and increase urgency or discomfort. Fiber is also your friend. A fiber-rich diet supports digestion and helps prevent constipation, which in turn reduces pressure on the bladder. You might not think the two are related, but inside your body, everything is connected. And of course, movement matters. Regular physical activity, whether it's walking, swimming, or practicing specific pelvic floor exercises, enhances bladder control and strengthens the muscles involved in urination. Even light exercise can make a big difference over time. The bigger picture. As we've seen through Jack's experience, paying attention to urinary health isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about protecting the freedom to live actively, independently, and joyfully into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. These changes are not just inevitable parts of aging to be endured, they're opportunities. Signals. Chances to take action and care for your body in new ways. Because when you respond to those early signs by staying hydrated, moving your body, and having honest conversations with your doctor, you're not just managing symptoms. You're investing in your future. You're giving your later years the best possible chance to be full of energy, clarity, and ease. Closing call to action. So as we wrap up this episode, take a moment to reflect on what your body might be telling you. The smallest symptoms can carry the biggest messages. And if you've watched all the way through, thank you. That shows dedication to your health or the health of someone you love. Please leave a comment below. Type number 1 if you found this video helpful, or number 0 if it didn't quite hit the mark. Your feedback helps us continue improving and serving you better. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and tap that notification bell so you won't miss our next video, where we'll explore another surprising part of aging that most people overlook. Until next time, remember, taking care of the little things today leads to bigger, brighter tomorrows. Your future self is already thanking you.